What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Richard Flem. Welcome everyone back to a new Black Clover video. We have reached page 65. So after a long week of waiting, we had of course a 2-week break due to the holidays, but now it's back up here again, and I'm really excited to announce that Black Clover is still continuing, because we didn't really get any new information. We didn't know if Black Clover is still continuing after the Forest arc, but just from the new opening that we got, and I'll have to say, because it's right around the corner now, I'm pretty sure the Crunchyroll Awards, or like the Anime Awards, will be appearing really soon for 2018, because now we're in 2019. Now Black Clover hands down has to win for best opening. I know that a lot of people could say that Black Clover is a bad anime, maybe they don't like it or anything like that, but you gotta give them props that for me personally, they are for a 6 for 6 right now. We got opening 6 here today in this episode, and it's just beautiful. I love it. The music, the visuals, the next arc here right away, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited because the tournament arc now is almost here. This is my second favorite arc, and you know, the series for Black Clover, it's just below the Witch's Forest arc. And guys, if you are someone that loves the fights in Black Clover, if you're someone that loves the action, this arc is going to be for you. You know, it's not a shonen without a tournament, right? So it's so cool to see that, you know, in this opening. We also, like, I love the detail that they put towards this opening, because when we see from the opening going back and forth with each single character in a different location, it's basically showing them, you know, with their magical abilities. For example, we have, you know, there's a tornado around him because he has wind magic. We see Mimosa in a forest because she uses plant magic. I find that so fascinating and so cool for the characters, because we're at a point of Black Clover now, ladies and gentlemen, that we're getting so, like, I wouldn't really say so close to the manga, but it's at a point where we see these characters now, they're going to get huge developments and be even more important for the story of Black Clover. So it's cool that we see visual details of each character there. We also got brand new characters. I am so excited because I love these two characters so much. I would have to say they're definitely in my top 5 favorite characters of Black Clover. We have finally visual effects for Zora. Zora, I love his character. It's so cool to see him in animation. Anime onlys, you guys, I think are gonna love him. I'm not gonna talk about more of him, you know, due to spoilers or anything like that. We also got Leon's sister. Yes, his sister in the anime. Best girl, hands down. I think she is the most badass character in Black Clover, because it's not just this arc, you know, her introduction or anything like that. It's more into Black Clover, which we'll eventually see throughout, you know, the animation of it. For Leona, if that is her name correctly, I always mess up her name so much. It's so cool seeing her character, and every single time for Black Clover, it's really interesting to see a brand new character come to the story. And guys, trust me, these two characters are not going to disappoint. But of course, we have more visuals. We see more details of Demon Asta being part of the tournament. We see, of course, Langris. We see Finn with a new haircut. We see more abilities from, you know, the Black Bulls, that they're going to be a part of this tournament and going into it. Guys, I'm so excited for this arc. I know it's going to be fantastic. Hopefully they do good on the animation, but I would have to say 6 opening, great. It's not the best opening, but it's still enjoyable. I love hearing it. I love seeing it visually, and Black Clover killed it here yet again. But sorry about the opening. I had to talk about it, and now let's jump into, you know, episode 65 for this episode here. So this episode is really important because, like I said throughout the opening, we're getting closer and closer and closer to the official kind of story of Black Clover. And what I mean by that is that Queen of the Witches puts a lot of detail for this episode, especially from the elves. But we see Vanessa beating the Queen of the Witches, showing her true power, and it kind of snaps through her head. This is kind of like every single Black Clover villain practically, except for Vito. Vito was the only one that was actually still evil and carrying out his plans with the Eye of the Midnight Sun. But for example, there's Langris, there's, you know, the Queen of the Witches, which, you know, they're evil, they want to take over everything, but eventually they turned out being good, and they want to help, you know, Asta and the Black Bulls and everyone in the Clover Kingdom and make everything, you know, a peaceful thing. You know, that's a shonen, but still, you know, the Queen of the Witches, she finally realizes that instead of just, you know, saying to care about someone and eventually take their power and everything like that, she sees the full potential of Vanessa, that when, you know, back in the day, she actually had a somewhat connection with Vanessa when she was a child and, you know, bringing up her magic for the very first time. She has to treat everyone individually like she is a mother, and this is all of her daughters. Being a mom and, you know, growing up and seeing all of her witches turn into beautiful women, you know, that's the support that she needs to show to Vanessa, and she finally realizes that instead of, you know, taking her, you know, destiny power that she has. So the Queen of the Witches on the good side now, and now she really tells this big story to the Black Bulls that something is about to go down the Eye of the Midnight Sun. And what I said about this, I think I said about it during the Underwater Temple arc, that we're starting to get into the elves now. The big plot about the elves is almost unveiled for you anime onlys, because we see that they are descendants from the elves. You know, the Eye of the Midnight Sun, for example, that, you know, when Fauna had that third eye magic, that wasn't her power. Someone else was controlling her, and that was actually some powers that the elves had, because some elves individually have so much power that they could even dethrone the Queen of the Witches. And we've seen the Queen of the Witches' power. She is a strong individual. She might be the strongest in Black Clover that we have seen yet, and she hasn't even unveiled, you know, her full potentially. So that's a little bit terrifying from the elves, that they are roaming around right here trying to collect the magic stones, because these magic stones are to resurrect the elves. That's why the Black Bulls, or, you know, the Clover Kingdom or the Magic Knights needs to hunt down these stones before the elves. And we see, of course, that the Queen of the Witches actually had one as an earring, but of course she had no use for it and given it to the Black Bulls. So there we go. Reputation for the Black Bulls there yet again. They got one from the Underwater Temple, they got one at the start of Black Clover, and now they have this one right here. So strong rep for the Black Bulls, but of course that's into the Magic Knight's possession, that they'll keep it safe from the elves. But it's so exciting, guys. I love it that we're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into the story right here, because we're kind of almost at that point. And I want to talk about this a little, even though it might be a little bit spoilers. But after this arc, it goes to the big one. And this is the big one that us manga readers are at right now. Really long arc, and it's still continuing to grow each chapter by chapter. I won't talk about what it is, but that's just a little bit of detail that we are getting closer to the main big story of Black Clover. But mostly the rest of this episode that we get is, you know, the Black Bulls returning home. We see Asta, his arms are back to normal, everything is all good, he's back to his normal self. But of course, you know, the other Black Bull members try to go to different places to help Asta out. For example, we see Magna and Lug, and it's funny, you know, Black Clover, their comedy, it's always golden for me. The comeback is like strong. We see Lug has lightning all around him. We see Magna, different personalities. He has fire all around him. And then when Asta's arms are all healed, they go back to normal. So Magna and Lug got stronger, while Gosh and Gordon came back from the library being nerds. And then Charmy and Gray came back for literally mushrooms growing on their head, because they're eating poisonous and dangerous mushrooms, or trying to find some, you know, herbs and some medicine for Asta. But it's all good right there. The Black Bulls back to normal. They're out partying, having a good time, waiting for their next mission. And this episode is basically just a build up and a refresh to go into the new arc that we're going to see in next week's episode. So yeah, that was episode 65 here, ladies and gentlemen, of Black Clover. Of course, we got a new ending as well, which the new ending I actually really like. It's a lot toned down, it's a lot calm. Visually, it's amazing. I love it. You know, we see, of course, more stuff of Zora. We see more stuff of Frigaliona. We see a lot of stuff for Noelle, Mimosa, you know, some Black Bull members. It's nice, calm, and refreshing, and another ending greatness to Black Clover. They're seriously killing it with the opening and ending. I love it. It sets a good tone, you know, for this arc and for this series in general. And I can't wait for more. I'm glad this series is still continuing on, and this has to be the last arc 100%, because if they go into the big arc that we're at now, like, they're going to be really, because they're going to be literally right behind the manga. And, you know, usually, you know, with anime and manga, the manga needs to be so far ahead for the anime to come back up. For example, like Hero Academia, by the way, which is coming out in fall 2019, because it's so close to the manga. And that's what I'm saying about Black Clover right here, that we're probably, this is going to be probably the last arc, and it will take a big break. Probably wait like a year, half a year, something like that, for them to catch up to the manga, and then we'll get the next arc right there. That's me personally. I'm not really too sure. We'll have to wait and see, but hope you guys all enjoyed my episode 65 review here today. This episode, personally, guys, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a little bit meh, but, you know, animation was a little bit good. Storyboarding, Asta being friends with Mars, Langris, you know, Diamond Kingdom, Clover Kingdom have a truce. They have a pact. all good and said and done. Some emotions. Vanessa, of course, getting that big development for her Destiny magic, and of course more storytelling going into the future of Black Clover. But thank you guys all for watching my episode 65 review here today, guys. Make sure, of course, to leave a like, comment down below. What are you guys' thoughts for the next arc of Black Clover? Are you guys excited? What are you most anticipated for? And subscribe to the channel, guys. That'd be greatly appreciated. But thank you everyone for watching. Much love, guys, in the next episode of Black Clover. Much love, everyone. As always, have yourselves a wonderful day.